DOL number 6. Let's take a look at this sentence. Pardon me. Okay, let's read this sentence, and then I'll give you a second to copy it down. Because you're late finishing the book report, you'll have to give we girls the books to take to Diego's house. Let me read that again. Because you're late finishing the book report, you'll have to give we girls the books to take to Diego's house. Okay, everybody pause that, please. Copy it down, practice it for a minute, and then turn it back on, and we'll finish it together. Excellent. Okay, let me ask you guys a question, and girls a question. How many of you have been told over your years of English classes that you're not allowed to start a sentence with because? Probably most, if not all of you. I'm going to tell you now, that's just not true. Take this for example. Because my wife can't cook, we go out to dinner a lot. Because my wife is not a very good cook, I do all the cooking. Both of those sentences are okay, especially because my wife's not around to hear it, although it's true and she knows it. But both of those sentences are okay because I specifically did one thing. I finished the sentence. You can't just say, because you were late finishing the book report, and then leave it there. That's a fragment. You have to finish that sentence. And the most important thing is you have to put a comma after the word report. Show you now. So that you can then finish the rest of the sentence. Because you're late finishing the book report, comma, you'll have to give we girls the books to take to Diego's house. Okay, now, I have a comma in the middle of the sentence, and I finish my thought after that comma. It is okay. So clearly, let's start this sentence with because. Sorry, that's my B. Because you are late finishing the book report, you'll have to give we girls the books to take to Diego's house. Now, there is another word you can use besides because, and it's since you're late finishing the book report. But in this case, I'm okay with using the word because we have the comma and we finish our sentence. So let's hear it again. Because you're late finishing the book report. All right, let's finish the rest of this top line. Because you are late finishing the book report. We need the apostrophe R-E. So we have you are. You can't say because you're late. It's you are late. So let's do apostrophe R-E. Because you are late finishing the book report. Notice finishing. I need the infinitive ing, comma. You'll have to give we girls. Now take a look at you'll. What two words am I contracting? You will have to give we girls. That's acceptable, so we need to put our apostrophe here. You can either have the words you and will, or you can contract them to you'll. You'll have to give we girls the books. I see a couple of things wrong still here. To give, that's just one L, not as well. You have to give them to us too. You can say that, but in order to say to give, you just use one L. We girls the books. There's something wrong with that. I want to keep the word girls in there because it's very descriptive. It tells me who you have to give the books to. But the word we, there's something wrong with that. Remember what I taught you as far as figuring out me and she and he and they, the pronouns? What you do is you get rid of the word girls from the sentence. Now let's take a look. Can I say you'll have to give we the books to take to Diego's house? Absolutely not. It doesn't sound right at all. So you would have to give us the books to give to Diego's house. So it's us the books. You'll have to give us the books to take to Diego's house. Now let's get the word girls back in here. So you have to give us girls the books to take to Diego's house. Let's take a look. There goes girls again. And then let's fix we again to us. So let's read it out. You'll have to give us girls the books to take to Diego's house. Perfect. Take a look at books. What's wrong with that? Correct. We do not need the apostrophe in this because in this sentence, the books aren't possessing anything. What could a book possess, by the way? Let's think about that. The book's pages, the book's words, the book's themes, the book's symbols, the book's author, the book's characters. There's a million things. And for that, we would use the apostrophe. But in this, the book isn't owning anything. So it's just the books. Just because a word ends in S does not mean you always apostrophize it. You have to ask yourself if the subject that you're talking about is actually owning or possessing anything. Excellent. If I say, I like video games, I don't apostrophize it. But if I say, the video game's violence was too much to show my daughters, then I would apostrophize it because it's the game's violence or the game's graphics. Okay. So we have, you'll have to give us girls the books to take to Diego's house. We are almost done with this sentence. Take a look at Diego's. I see two things wrong with it. One, let's capitalize it, right? Because that's his name. And then, of course, whose house is it? It's Diego's house. That needs an apostrophe. So I would put to Diego's house, and then I put a period at the end of the sentence. Let's take a look at it before we look at the finished product. Because you are late finishing the book report, comma, you will have to take us girls the books to take to Diego's house. I'm sorry, you'll have to give us girls the books to take to Diego's house. Fantastic. Let's take a look at it, make sure we got it all. I believe I did. Because you are late finishing the book report, comma, you will have to give us girls the books to take to Diego's house. Fantastic. It's a really nice job. Again, a couple of things to talk about, just to make sure you understand. You can start a sentence with because, as long as you have a comma in the middle of the sentence and the rest of the sentence completes your thought. Also, make sure you put the apostrophe RE for you are late finishing the book report. You'll apostrophize you'll, so you have you will have to take us girls. Remember, you can't have we because you don't say give we the books. It's to give us, so it's us girls the books. And Diego's has an apostrophe, of course, because it is his house. You make sure you have it perfectly. If you have any questions, always ask me. Very nice job today, everybody.